I'm very excited to be here today at Safer Internet Day, and I hope you all are too. Now, this is a day where we all learn something new. You'll meet remarkable young people and hopefully learn a thing or two from them. If you didn't know already, this year's theme for Safer Internet Day is Free to be Me, which is exploring identity online. All the young people here today are so keen to share with you what this theme means to them and what other young people around the country. But before then, I would like to introduce to you Will Gardner, who is the director of the UK Safer Internet Centre.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see you all here at the heart of Safer Internet Day. A warm welcome from the UK Safer Internet Centre. We always describe Safer Internet Day as just a brilliant opportunity for all of us to try and have as much reach and as much impact and make as much difference on this important issue about how we help keep young people safe online so they can get the most out of technology and look after themselves and others. And I'm really pleased to be able to say that we've really taken the most of this opportunity. I'm looking for my clicker. Is there a clicker on the tube? There, you've got it. Perfect. Thank you. All right, got it. So we've got across the country a few snippets of what's going on. In Liverpool Football Club, we've got 400 young people in an event. In Everton, just down the road, 120 people actively engaged with online safety events. We've got an event in Cardiff, 175 young people. An event with the Welsh Minister of Education. We've got activities and visits in Scotland, in Northern Ireland, and across the UK. People are sharing their views on what they want to feel free to do and be online using our social media campaign and the hashtag #FreeToBe. We've got Safer Internet Day celebrations happening right across the country, from Orkney to Penzance and schools and organisations. And we asked schools before the day to send us a clip to demonstrate what they were doing to support the day. And we had a lot of responses, but we've got a film clip here where we've got a few. So if you could just play the clip.
Hello, welcome to Lord Secondary School.
Today we are celebrating Safer Internet Day by hosting our annual photo booth
And having our digital ambassadors train year groups on how to be beautiful, respectful and strong online.
Hello, from Richard Avenue Primary School.
Today we are celebrating Safer Internet Day by creating online avatars which reflect our own unique personalities. Then we are going to attempt to match them to their owners.
Hello from St John's School. Today we are celebrating Safer Internet Day by
making a video about internet safety, sharing with others.
Hello from Upnacloy College, Northern Ireland.
Today we are celebrating Safer Internet Day by recording podcasts which outline the many great uses of the internet and provide a range of steps which can be followed to help us stay safe online.
Hello from Shelton Infant School. We're the online safety champions. For Safer Internet Day, we're going to teach the whole school our online safety rap. Tablets, smartphones, game consoles. We've got online safety goals.
Crucial Montgomery.
Welcome from Cotobourne Primary. Today we will be celebrating Safer Internet Day by
Organising a coding competition
that delivers a message about e-safety.
Yay!
Hello from Townley Grammar! Today we'll be celebrating Safer Internet Day.
We're having a safer internet fair for everyone. We're running stalls on different e-safety themes.
Emoji and Biscuit,
cyber security,
Snapchat and Instagram,
online gaming,
Twitter,
and the biggest Kahoot quiz ever! Happy Safer Internet Day! Hashtag #FreeToBe!
Wow. I'm not going to do the rap, but I'm sure everybody wants to see it. That's what you're all thinking about while I'm saying words right now. It sounds like it's going to be quite something. So there's a lot happening right across the UK, and at the Safer Internet Centre, we're a project which is made up of 3 charities: the Internet Watch Foundation, ChildNet International, and the Southwest Grid for Learning. And we organise Safer Internet Day here in the UK, but in fact, it's been celebrated in over 160 countries, where it was last year, and we're hopeful that will grow. So it's become something of a global phenomenon, as it should do, as internet users span the world, and a third of internet users are under the age of 18. We know the Safer Internet Day works. Last year we did an evaluation of the day, and we've got data about the reach and the impact of the day. And you can see from some of the figures here, we reached 46% of young people, 8 to 17-year-olds, who said that they had heard about Safer Internet Day, heard Safer Internet Day messages. And we reached over a quarter of parents. And as a result of taking part in the day, 1 in 5 young people spoke up about something that was worrying them online. And over 4 in 5 parents talked to their child about using the internet safely. So we've got huge reach and huge impact. And that huge reach and that huge impact is by the collaboration, by all of you in this room and beyond, all the schools across the country, all the organisations who are actively amplifying this noise, because we all know this issue is really important. So we've got close to 1,700 organisations registered who've told us about what they're doing on Safer Internet Day, and we'd like to thank all of those supporters. But we need to particularly make some thanks. So we need to say thank you to BT for having us here in this great venue, as well as showing the whole City of London that it's Safer Internet Day via the BT Tower. I want to say thanks to Verizon Media, who sponsored the education packs. We have education packs for every key stage in school, from early years right through to the end of school. And we have video content to go with it. I obviously need to say thanks to the EU, who part fund the Safer Internet Centre. And I need to say thanks to TikTok. I'm going to show you the research report in a moment, but they have supported the research that was done today looking at free-to-be. And UBO, who are supporting the evaluation of the awareness campaign. And also Facebook and Twitter, who are amplifying our Safer Internet Day message by ad credits, helping us to really reach out to the audiences that we need to. But we also go beyond. We have key players. We have the BBC and BBC Own It, who are actively creating content and driving messages home to their audience. We have Newsround covering the day, and we know the day has been profiled in the media on Sky and ITV. In fact, many young people have been actively in front of camera talking to the media about this day and why it's so important and the issues that are being covered within it. We have, I mentioned the football clubs already, we have government departments, we have Department for Education, the DCMS, the Home Office, who are actively supporting the day. We have ministers in the devolved nations, and we have schools right across the country and young people, and so many different organisations. So we've got over 1,600 at the moment. Obviously that's not 1,600 logos, but you can get a flavour of all the different stakeholders and sectors who are involved in supporting this work. And I think that's really key, because online safety is our responsibility, it's all of our responsibility, but we see that every organisation, this issue is relevant to them in some way. And in effect, we want to use the day to try and embed online safety into the culture of society. And we see this as a really exciting way in which we can do that. We have a busy social media campaign. So we've been trending on Twitter through the course of the day with the hashtag Safer Internet Day and the hashtag Free2Be. There's a room next door where there's a lot of amplification going on, but we had a parent get in touch yesterday. Their school broke ranks and did a session yesterday, and they had their child who's in reception come home and spoke to the mum and the dad, the mum who tweeted, who said that their son came home, must have been aged 4 or 5, and gave them both a talking to about internet safety, and he explained it in terms that were appropriate for his age and related to the situations that he might encounter online, which I think is really, really exciting. And we also see other ways in which social media is being used to support and amplify the messages we want to get out. We have over 26 million people who've got involved with the hashtag Free2Be on the TikTok challenge at the moment, which is really, really very exciting. But I want to come to the research, and I'm going to use the remainder of the time I have just to skim over some of the findings. There is a full report, and you get to have a look at that, I hope. But we have a report called Free to Be, Piecing Together Identity Online. What is it? What are the drivers and the motivations that help young people form their identity online when they create it? What are the restrictions that there are in relation to their online identity? And what are the freedoms? What freedoms does it bring them in this online space? So if we look at the issue of identity and see how all the different building blocks that help young people form their identity, you can see at 49%, the things I do and see online are quite significant in that. We know that we ask parents some questions about online safety and online identity too, and we can see that parents and carers are talking to children and young people and recognizing the influence of the online world on their child's online identity. Young people are finding their communities online. They're finding their own communities. They're finding themselves as part of a larger community. It's helping to give them a sense of self, helping them through difficult situations. And we see this as a particularly important issue for disabled children who surveyed. So of children, over half, 51%, said that they felt less alone or better emotionally because of that they have seen or done online in the last month. And this figure, 51%, rises to 67% of disabled children feeling this way. And over half of disabled children say that in the last month they found people like them that they couldn't find online. So you can see the reach and the impact of the online community in helping to empower and support young people. We also know that young people are curating their identity. This figure, 32%, the young people who have created more than one account on the same service. We asked them what are the reasons for doing that were, and the top answer, 61%, you might be reassured to hear, certainly the grown-ups in the room might be reassured to hear, is because they forgot their password, so they needed to create a second account. 53% said so they can post things to different audience. 40% have said they've done so they can change how they can see how they appear online. So there is that element of curation and using social media effectively as a tool for communication. Do young people feel free to be themselves online? Young people finding their online experience both liberating and limiting. So 38% said it's easier to be themselves online. It brings that freedom to be themselves. And 54% of disabled children said the same. The medium of technology also shapes this, with 2 in 5 young people said it's easier to be themselves on temporary posts such as stories. Yet 61% say that it brings a pressure upon them to be perfect and portray themselves in a particular way. And young people are also being targeted based on their identity. So a quarter of 13 to 17-year-olds said they have been targeted with online hate in the last month because of their gender, sexuality, race, religion, disability, or transgender identity, with 45% of disabled teenagers reporting this. 62% say they are more careful about what they share because of other people being mean to each other based on who they are. So I think as we see this great freedom for children and young people to explore and express themselves, it's worthwhile being aware of the limitations to that freedom of speech, that self-censorship in young people's minds, to how they're careful about what they share and what they don't share online. So young people are actively challenging this, and they're actively supporting each other in the online space. And we see in the numbers that we're reporting, young people see themselves as the agents of change. So 43% of young people say that being online makes them feel like their voice and actions matter. And this reinforces what the Ofcom report was talking about last week when it was launched. It talked about the Greta Thunberg effect, about how social media activism is growing in children and young people, which is very exciting. A third of young people have said that in the last month they've been inspired to take action about a cause or something that they saw online. And disabled and BAME children are more likely to say they've been inspired in this way. And there's so many different ways in which children and young people are actively supporting others. I won't have a chance to go through all of these, but we have got outside, and you'll hear later about the Youth Charter. A group of 40 digital leaders put together a plan of what they want to see online, and that's a very clear expression about how they're articulating what their demands are in this space and how they're mobilizing their voice. So young people have worked very hard today. They worked very hard here, and you've seen they worked hard right across the country. And I want you to all challenge you all to use the opportunity that the day provides and this event provides you to go and listen to the young people. There'll be workshops coming up shortly, and I want to challenge the young people to get ready to ask the grown-ups the really difficult questions when they're coming around to your stands and you're running your workshops with them. So I just want to say thank you once again on behalf of the UK Safer Internet Centre for your support of the day. It wouldn't work unless you were all actively engaged and behind it, so thank you all very much.